So I'm scrolling through Twitter, and I come across this image right here. This is a prompt known as Let's Make an OC, which has gone around for a while now and has been many different versions. I just so happened to come across this one because it was on my feed. Their @ is also right there next to the image in case any of you are interested. This challenge is always good because I'll sit there forever and look at the paper and I would think, oh, maybe I should draw one of the 50,000 things in my head, but then it never happens. So I always suggest doing something like this in case you're like stuck like I am. Okay, so to quickly explain the Let's Make an OC prompt, you post the image and then the first comment correlates to what would go on the character. So for example, this says the first comment is the species. So the person who comments first would comment if they're human, if they're demon, if they're etc, etc. Second comment, gender and pronouns, and the second comment would do that, and then the third comment, and so on. So that's how it goes. However, I'm just gonna do it from a random generator and from what I kind of want to do on a character because I feel like it, mostly because waiting for comments is not it. It takes too long and I honestly just want to draw. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do now. Okay, so I'm gonna take you through the process. The first thing I did was look at the prompt and then I wrote down whatever I wanted. So the first thing was species. I just made him human because I just wanted to draw humans. The second comment, which is gender and pronouns, I made him a he and a they, because why not, of course. Third comment, skin color. I definitely wanted to work with a darker skin tone this time, especially because I really do love darker skin tones and I want to practice them more often, so there's that. The fourth comment is hair color, and I didn't know whether I wanted to do like a crazy colored hair color or just like a regular natural one. So I thought of maybe brown or black hair or something like that, but it mostly depended on what the style was going to be and like how the character was going to overall look along with their clothes, because I usually match up the clothing with the hair or something around there. Okay, the fifth comment, which says eye color, again I wanted to kind of base that around the outfit and how I felt, but I thought maybe hazel or green eyes would be nice. I honestly did not know. Seventh comment was fashion style, and that's when I left that to a generator because sometimes I redo the same kind of style over and over again and I really wanted something different. So the generator gave me this. Okay, it stated your character prefers light colors and really likes clothes that are easy to get on. Your character also is fond of hats and belts. The website is right there. It's called springhole.net, and then I just clicked randomize, and that's when I got the character description for the style. I just literally typed it into Google style generator, and that's what it gave me. So I tried to take that into account, his style for this, and I started sketching out what I think would look good for the character. So by the time I hit the second little head sketch, I really liked how he was looking and I was like, this is super cute. That's what we're gonna do. Okay, so one of the most notable things about the generated style is that it said that the character likes clothes that are easy to put on, and the easiest thing that I think is to probably put on is like a pair of sweatpants and a sweatshirt or something along those lines. Another thing about the generated style, it said that the character likes lighter colors and also likes hats and belts. So I made sure to include at least a hat within this design because it stated that's what they like. So that's what we're gonna do. I really do think the tie-dye is just like a cute accent to the clothing or a detail, which is another thing that we were supposed to add into the OC prompt, which is I think add an accessory and a random detail. So the accessory would be the hat, the random detail would be probably the tie-dye on their clothing for the light colors, along with I put like little beads in their hair, so this way it kind of matches the clothes, which I think looked super cute and it tied in the whole thing together. Okay, so another thing that I had to randomly generate was a personality because I honestly suck at making characters' personalities. I make them either overly nice or overly mean. So I was like, okay, let's go to a generator and find out how we're gonna do this. So his personality is that he's an intelligent, caring person. That's the positive trait. Negative trait is that he's rude and impatient. Words used often are caring, impatient, intelligent, rude, which is literally just a repeat of what it was there. Let's see, he's sometimes moral. Okay, I feel that. Stable sometimes. I definitely feel that one because I'd be a little crazy sometimes. Loyal sometimes. I don't know about that one. Generous, very. So I guess he's just really nice and gives out his stuff whenever someone needs to borrow it. He looks like that kind of guy. He looks really chill. I honestly think that. I think that all kind of fits him well. Then again, I drew it to those specifications. It wasn't the opposite way around where I already drew it and then just fit random specifications to him. So that kind of puts into play this kind of stuff. So yeah. Okay, so I'm going to talk about the drawing process just for a minute. What I did first is I took a purple erasable Crayola colored pencil and I drew it on my regular sketchbook, which is the Copic sketchbook. And after I drew the design up from what I thought would look nice, I inked it with my Copic liners. Then afterwards, I decided to just use the Copic markers to color them in to try and get a rough idea of what he's going to look like, because this isn't going to be the final drawing of him. I just wanted to sketch him up and see how well he would look like in theory and if I really wanted to change anything. However, as soon as I started sketching him out, I was like, wow, he's really cute. I'm not going to change him at all. So I felt like he gave off a really like chill vibe, and he just looks like a really cool dude that honestly I was like, there's no way I could change him because I really like him. The only thing I wish I could have done is expand on the page a little bit more, because there's this big empty space right under the zoom in of his head, and I should have kind of filled it up with anything that remotely would fit him, maybe like items that he would carry on with him, or a zoom in on his accessories or anything of the sort. Kind of just fill up the page more with what he is or who he is and what he likes, which maybe I'll go back and do today, because after I've filmed this video I might have some time to actually fit in more into that page, so we'll see about that. The one thing I didn't do is usually I go back in with a thicker liner and I do the outline. I didn't do that this time because I just wasn't feeling like it, although now that I'm looking at it I kind of wish that I did, to help give it a little bit more variation within it. The skin tone I think didn't look too bad on here, however I wanted it just a little bit darker, and you'll see that when I go to digital to redraw him that I fix that. So I make his skin tone the way I wanted it. I also give a little bit more detail, like the braids in his hair actually look like they exist and it's not like these mounds put together, because I was like just sketching really quickly. The tie-dye, as I said before, I practiced on a different sheet of paper, and I think I liked the way that that came out, so I decided to just keep that process how I did, and then switch it over to digital like I did with everything else. So now that I have the drawing finalized, I can go ahead over to my iPad and draw him up again. This time I decided to make him look a little bit more dynamic, and I changed his pose around because I wanted more of him to kind of show through, and I also want to practice more with my poses because they can look very stiff and I have to try over and over again to get the pose correctly. But eventually I did get the pose the way I wanted it to, and the best thing about digital is that resizing is so much easier, along with making the character just look better in a quicker way, which is just amazing. That's the best part about digital, honestly, is like you could just go ahead and fix things. If the head's too big, make it smaller. If he looks too scrunched up, stretch him out, etc., etc. After doing the sketch, I of course lined him. After the lining, I blocked in the colors that I wanted to kind of like have a base on. So like his skin would just be like the base brown, his clothes the base gray, and then I go on from there. Everybody does it different. Some people block it, everything is the same color. I like blocking it in differently and then putting it in on different layers. After that, I created a clipping mask above each individual layer, and I added in the shading. Afterwards, I put in a background that I thought would suit him, and yeah, there you go. That is how the character looks like in the end. I think they're really cute OC, and I might just draw them again or use them again somehow, some way. So yeah, thanks for watching, and remember, I love you. Bye.